I'm so excited about this that I'm going to skip the whole intro. We're going to get right down to it. What do you think?
Let's get into it, man.
All right. So tell me about what just happened.
Literally just happened. My hand's still like, so I go in because we had some mold that we're looking at, and we go in and my pan under my HVAC unit. So we have an internal, like, where it comes in and you got the heating unit in there. And the coils, I guess, were freezing up. Yep. And my entire pan underneath was full of water to the brim.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
So I'm going in there, and I'm looking, and one of my pipes, like, you have the little PVC, and at the very top, it's got like an outlet valve. Well, that's where I was dripping down and into the pan, right? So guy comes over, and so I'm like, oh, I'm getting ready to be on HVAC podcast. Can I try something? We just launched. We've been working on this for a long time. Our AI, right? Because we're a video company, and now we've added AI. So I was like, let's do something. I'm going to send you a text. We don't do apps. And I tapped. I was like, you go in that room, and you, as a technician, just talk to me through it. Just talk me through it. That's what it was, a 1-minute video. And he's like, it's here, 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 and here. And in the meantime, I created a prompt within our stuff that says HVAC diagnosis. I'm like, what I want is try to diagnose it. Tell me how to fix it. If you can't fix it, tell me I need to call a technician, output a report that I can look at. And I mean, this guy is a technician, and he's like, all right, let's try it.
Let's see it.
And so we run it through, and then I hit the AI comes back with the report. It is spot on. The first thing the HVAC guys go, can I buy some stock?
Really?
It was spot on. I almost had him stay because he's like, I got 2 more points. I was like, come on here. And
come on back. I'll get you on video.
HVAC. This young man, his mind was blown. He was like, this would have saved me like a call. Like, he was blown because they had been here at my house the other day because I had the same problem. But when the guy brushed out the PVC, a bunch of the dust went down there, and just right where it elbows to go out of the house, it was full of just dust and nasty stuff. But it nailed it. And I can show you the report. Like, I can show you the video, show you the report. It'll blow your mind. And anyway, we're just getting warmed up. I mean, that's just a warm up. I mean, that's the appetizer. There you go.
And we're talking about LiveSwitch. So James Hatfield from LiveSwitch, how's it going, my friend?
Well, pretty dang good. My mind just got blown.
I know. That's what we want to get out to the world, right? We want to tell the industry about what's happening and changing, and give them the tools and skills to be more efficient in their work. Because really, I mean, that's what LiveSwitch is all about, right? It's becoming more efficient in the work that you do. And especially for like the smaller and the mid-size businesses, especially like the small ones, like the mom and pop shops that I came from, they're trying to compete, with some of these very well invested private equity, large firm corporations that are, starting to kind of dominate the market. And some of the smaller companies, like, is there ways that we can like be more productive with our time? Like, are there tools that can make us be more successful? I'm like, yeah, there are. And when I seen that you were introducing AI into what you're already doing, I thought, man, okay, I bet he's going to have something now. And so
I do.
It sounds like you have got something.
Oh, it's game over. I was teaching. I teach at the Breakthrough Academy, and was teaching a bunch of roofers today. Walking, just blowing minds, right? Like, you can't believe now that with AI, what people are used to, right, with ChatGPT and the rest, is you talk, type to it.
Yeah.
We didn't type anything. We have video, photos, and audio, and we're running all that through
all that content.
Yeah, because we're one of only a few companies in the world that do live video.
Yeah, I know.
Live video from me to him.
Yeah,
like, he could have been back in his home office and had me and talking. Hey, go over here. It looks like that's full, and then run the AI on it, and boom.
Yeah, because that's one of the really cool things about AI. So I use it quite a bit for, like I'll use it for, looking for additional content on articles that I'm writing. I will look for it for looking for prompts of things that I'm studying. I'll look for content that's already on the web that's in reference to a particular scenario, because we're using so much basically Descript of video and photo. So I use Air.ink to manage all of our content here at ESCO. We've got like 55,000 different items within our management system. And over the last few months, it's been utilizing the descripting tools to descript all of our videos, photos, and now it's starting to look for certain things. But what you're doing is like you're doing it kind of in live time, and it's looking for the things that it's seeing and then looking for solutions to those.
Yep. It's looking at all that audio, photos, and putting it all through, and video, and putting it all through the AI to help. I kind of like, Iron Man. It's like you're the guy in the iron suit. Now you got Jarvis. This is Jarvis.
And this is like on top of what LiveSwitch was already doing for the industry. I almost kind of want to go backwards, and because this we could like spend the entire podcast just talking about this.
Yep.
Let's take a few minutes and let's tell people about LiveSwitch, and then maybe we'll come back to the AI, because I really do think that what you're doing is it just revolutionizes the way we can use software in a company.
Mm-hmm. It changed everything. So let me rewind the clock. All right, get your popcorn ready. This is a little bit of a story. It's a long story long. Not a long story short. It's a long story long.
Long story long. Okay.
Yep. So when I was coming up, I come from a blue collar family. Dad built his own house from the ground up, and so I know how to work with my hands, and I knew how to power wash and paint homes head to toe. My grandfather was like, "Why don't you just be a painter after you graduate here?" And and that's what I did. And I opened a painting company, power washing company. I had multiple crews. And the problem I had at that time was I'd go to the bookkeeper and they would be speaking English to me. And I'm like, I don't understand a word coming out of that person's mouth. Because like most people,
I speak work.
Yeah, I became an accidental business owner, right? I'm an actual, I know how to paint. Now I've got staff. I got salary to hit, and I'm trying to put food on my own table.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh goodness. So I decided to go get my business degree. I'm like, I'm going to go get a business degree so I can understand the language of the finance and the business side of it, because I'm an accidental business owner.
Right.
So I do that. And as I'm coming out of business school, I meet a guy coming out of business school, but he's different. He has a landscaping company, but he's really good with the accounting. So he created a tool, an AI tool. And this was 20 years ago, an AI tool that you could take an income statement and balance sheet, put it through, and it would tell you in layman's terms how you're doing and compare you to other people in your industry. I'm like, you're solving the problem that I'm having. He's like, I'm like, this is awesome. He's like, do you think you could sell it? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I go door to door knocking for painting, and it doesn't work. So maybe. So I start doing that, and we take that company from an incubator nobody to one of the fastest growing companies in the country for 3 years. We're Inc. 500. And then we eventually sell it to KKR, and it's a multi-billion-dollar company. So that worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
So that was the first me coming from the ladder into technology. Yeah. All right. So then we go into philanthropy. We create inmates to entrepreneurs. We put tons of entrepreneurs through our programs, teach them how to be business owners. Yeah. And it turned into an ABC television show called Free Enterprise.
Nice.
My business partner's like a star of a TV show. I'm like, of course he'd be a TV star. Whatever. Anyway, from there, we're like, hey, we're too young to like put our boots up and call it a day. So let's, instead of starting from scratch, let's buy a company this time. So we found a company. We looked all over the world. We found a company, and this company specializes live video. There's only a few companies in the world that do it. Like we did the Super Bowl the last 3 years. If you go to an MLB ballpark and scan a QR code and they put you on the Jumbotron, that's us. If you remember, like the COVID, they had the NBA bubble for the All-Star games and WWE wrestling. We powered all that. That was us. Right?
Okay, that makes sense. I've seen your name out there, and I'm like, what in the heck are they doing in sports?
Yeah, so how the heck did we get looped back around the HVAC?
Yeah.
Well, the chief of police in Washington, D.C. comes knocking at the door to reinvent the nation's 911 phone call, because we all have like 4 cameras in our pockets and our smartphones.
Right.
So I had to come up with an idea with our computer scientist team, like, how do we get in there when the citizen is compromised? You got no time to download an app, and it needs to be so dang simple because somebody's in a compromised situation, and I need to get in those cameras. So we figured out a way to go through a text message. You tap it, and instantly we can get into your cameras, and we can stream that video and audio anywhere, like right to the police car. Very cool. When it's called Next Gen Policing Situational Awareness. And I was like, well, who else would use no app, see what I see? And it took me back to my painting days. I'm like, oh, this is a Nextel walkie-talkie, but with my eyes. I don't even know what happened to Nextel walkie-talkie. I love that dang thing.
It was a good piece.
That was a good piece. Where did
you can drop them off from a 20-foot ladder and you can still use them.
Yeah, and you're talking to everyone in your company. Like I did at the Waffle House with my truck, and I'm like talking. I felt like the man,
Yeah,
so I was like, that's what this is. And so we get into home services, and I meet with this guy, and he's in the moving industry, like moving boxes of all things. And he's like, James, you're sitting on a pot of gold. Like, what do you mean? He's like, you should know this. He's like, the most expensive thing I do is I put one of my guys in one of my vehicles burning up gas just to go and do a bid. Well, my guy who was just here, he did it at no cost because the technician was just out here 2 days ago.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I won't charge you. Well, somebody paid for that,
Yeah, lost revenue.
AKA the HVAC company who just sent him. Bless his heart, he's awesome. Now they're going to send their guy to sell me a whole replacement unit, so they'll make their money. I ain't worried about that. They're going to eat, right? But he could have done that visit with me over our stuff, right? So, or a bid. The worst thing, like for the moving companies, like, James, I'll send one of my guys out behind the windshield. They'll get out there. We'll quote them. And the person's like, it's how much?
Right.
He's like, no, I'm going to get 2 pizza boxes and all my friends. He's like, I want to eliminate those people, the tire kickers.
Yep.
He's like, I got the other folks that have the money ready to move. Maybe even the business is paying for it. I can quote it right there. And in fact, now you can run it through our AI and it'll give you the entire, I can blow your mind. It'll give you we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll slow down. But he was so right. I was like, oh my goodness. And this was 3 years ago. Now we've grown, like, we're one of the fastest growing software companies in the country. We're under the hood of Service Titan. We're under the hood of Jobber. We're under the hood of HubSpot, Job Nimbus, all the rest, because they don't have live video, and they definitely don't have live video through AI, what we're talking about. So it's been a ride. It's been fun, and we're just getting warmed up. I got plenty more on the plate, but that's our long story long.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. That's some great intel. I mean, it shows us that you've been just running crazy with the technology now for a couple of decades, and now it's really entering into the whole service sector. Not just on HVAC, I imagine, because this is a service tool, right? I mean,
everywhere.
This is for all service technicians, whatever you're working on.
That's right. We're in everywhere. We got electricians, painters, plumbers, power washers, holiday lights guys. I mean, serve pros use us a ton. The one-time plumbers, college hunks, like, we're everywhere. It's just right now is, teaching, right? Teaching, like, we didn't have to use our video cameras back in the day, and we just used the phone, and we used, our trucks, and we got the job done, and we went out and bid and went and serviced that, and that was that. But now, like, the chief of police, like, after we got it done, he's like, he looks over his glasses, he's like, James, this seems so obvious. Why didn't we think about this? And I was like, Chief,
I agree.
Chief, we didn't all have smartphones in our pocket. They give you one now when you're born. So we got the infrastructure. So let's use it and let's put it to work for in this case, our home service.
Like, why not? I mean, it's such an amazing tool. It's there on the site. I've been spending a lot of time in this last couple of years in the social media realm, trying to promote the industry, just the trades in general. And what I'm realizing that I'm starting to be an influencer within our trade. And I was having a conversation this last week about, what it would be like if I was a technician today. And I'd be like, I'd have like 5 GoPros on my helmet and my phone sitting on my chest.
Well, a little company named Meta is going to make sure all you got to wear is glasses, because that's where we're going next.
I'm looking forward to that. People are like, man, are you sure that's like, when's that coming? I'm like, that's like super, super duper soon. And we should be using it because it makes life so much easier. When we look at technology, like I know that you have a lot of, I would say, communications, like, history in your life, right? It's the evolution of communications has been part of your family history. Communications has advanced because of technology, right? There was a time when we took photographs, with a slide of light, and we captured light on a film, right? And that has progressed to a point where we're doing, very high resolution photographs on our phones as well. And so it just really makes sense that we start using the combination of high quality inputs with good processors to give us high quality outputs. I mean, that's what LiveSwitch is doing. Good input, great processing, great output.
That's right.
And it's a very simple philosophy, and sometimes it gets muddied when we start looking at it as technology and change, and we understand that the change doesn't have to be something that is difficult. The change can be easily, if we embrace it and explore.
You can learn to use our stuff in 5 minutes. This is built by us, for us type of thing. I know what it is to live on a ladder. I know what my guys like, and everyone's like, oh, well, the home services are kind of knuckle draggers of tech. I'm like, no, they're not. No, here's the problem. We got engineers who code, who have soft hands. They've never been on a ladder for their whole day, working, and they're building platforms and products for guys. Like, I make my engineers go and like hang out and like go move boxes with our movers, and they do. I'm like, you need to understand who
the physical
you're serving,
right?
And you need to understand it. They're not knuckle draggers. We just like one button tools. My truck, one button start. My paint sprayer, one button pull, and it does the job. I want a one button click. you know, and then I want it to do the job, and I want it to take like the thing that we're doing now. I mean, bless everyone's heart. They're going into CRMs and they're writing out everything. I'm going to give you everyone a clue. We hate that.
Yeah. That is not how I want to spend my day.
And we've got to do it, because if you don't put it in there, we don't know what's going on. That's going away.
Right.
It's going away. Like, if your team can talk, we can take their voice, and if they're talking to a customer, we can transcribe it and put that in the CRM along with the video of the interaction and analyze it. You can analyze and say, where could my customer success person or salesperson sell better? What was our tone like? Where did this customer got pissed off? Where did that happen? AI can now come in right behind, just like the Iron Man suit, and help your sales team or help your dispatch team or help your technicians. It rolls through the whole dough, and you're documenting. And the beautiful thing, if you ever want to sell your company, now you're documenting all your processes. Right. So you're increasing the value, but we want to do it through easy ways for our team, so we can focus on getting the job done or making sure the customer's happy and getting paid.
Any successful software platform that has ever been developed really lives on that same principle. Give me the easy button for the things that I already do, right? Like, why was Amazon successful? It took something we already did and just made an easy button. Yeah. That is it, right? Why don't we take this, take the information that we have, put it in quickly, put it in much faster? Because I can tell you, I'm not a fast writer. I've become faster over time after I got out of the field. When I was doing it very regularly for training, when I was in the field, it was not something that I could do very quickly. And especially if I'm on a tablet that is, you know, it's taken me time to do this. And it's painful. It's painful. And so there's a lot of information that probably should be in our service reports that are just never going to get there, right?
Right.
What if it was as simple as, said, just recording that conversation I repeated back to my homeowner and put it into print? That's all. That's all I need. And that's all the verification anyone needs. Like, if it's a call down the road, Clifton Beck was out here at this call, and he didn't tell me about this problem. And I go, I'm Mrs. Jones. Actually, it says it right here at minute 2 and 37 seconds. He actually told you that this condensate pan was rotted out and that it needed to be investigated, and you denied the service.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, when Clifton was out here, he put a bunch of marks on my wall. I'm like, well, actually, we did a live video, and those marks were even before I got in. You're adding the NFL instant replay to protect you from your customers. And if your team's like, oh, I don't want to be on video, I'm like, you do when Miss Jones just blamed you for something you didn't do.
Exactly.
Right. And look, here, it's already happening. Everyone, I bet a bunch of people listening remember going to the Jiffy Lube, and I like to change my own oil, but we've gone to Jiffy Lube. You sit in that little thing, you get a cup of coffee, and you don't see what they're doing. It's like the Wizard of Oz behind the magic curtain. Then suddenly a technician appears and tells you all the things you need to do, and you're kind of like, what did they do? Like, because of the lack of transparency, they might be doing the best job ever on your vehicle, but because you didn't see it, you're kind of like, I'm not sure. And now they want to upcharge me something. Well, now when you're going in, and maybe you've had it happen. I mean, I'm getting a video from the technician. We put air in the tire. I'm getting a video of everything they did. And it, as a customer, I like that. It builds trust. I actually don't want to go have my vehicle worked on anywhere else that doesn't have that. And this is the kind of thing that's happening right now between Amazon and things like this that are affecting you as a home service technician, owner, salesperson, and you'll be left in the dust. And it's all about speed. Yeah. Right. Here's what happens. I mean, I think we all know this. My HVAC I got water in the pan. What did we do? We called up, they picked up the phone, and they sent the guy out. Well, now you pick up the phone, you send the video, and you can lock in the work if you need it done. Right. But it's what I'm trying to do is box people out of going to other, HVAC repair.
Never even get to the next call.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing, and he blew his mind, the technician who was on property, I was showing him some of the things that our customers are doing with QR codes.
Yeah.
That they're getting these weatherproof stickers, putting their brand, their phone number, and a LiveSwitch QR code under it. And anybody can scan that QR code and take a video, and it uploads right to the cloud.
Right into the same file. I could have
scanned my HVAC unit.
Yep.
I could have hit record, taken a video, explained it. He could have shoved that thing through our AI, and I could have got a text response of whether the technician needs to come out or here's what's going on.
Yeah. And you can triage, right?
Exactly.
If it's something that, a fairly new technician should be able to complete, now you know who you got to send. If it's a very complicated scenario, don't send that first early technician out. You know which technician to send for this
Well,
type
the
of
other
problem.
thing that companies are doing is they're sending the junior techs, and the senior tech is actually staying behind the computer, and they
Yeah,
send the techs,
monitoring.
and they walk them through it. And
Yeah,
we have laser guidance. They can laser guide the new guys around. Oh, go here, do this.
oh, I
Great.
forgot about that. Yeah, you got laser guidance already on screen for that. So you can pinpoint very exactly what they're looking at. It's not, hey, yeah, that thing in the background, it's a this.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, because
Go that way.
we're seeing more of the remote diagnostics because of the labor shortage. We actually just now sent out a newsletter on one of our LinkedIn groups about our labor shortage. And we all know that we're in a labor shortage, but the thing that we have to really think about is that approximately 40% of all of the technicians in the industry today will be retired in 10 years. And the average family, the average young couple is having children at a rate of 1.6 per couple, right? That's a pretty significant drop in population over the next decade, which, in many aspects is a great thing. We're starting to understand our footprint on the world. We're having smaller families. We're going to hopefully, manage our existence on this planet a little bit better. But in that, we also have to understand that everyone has things that need to be fixed. And we are going to continue growing in the HVAC refrigeration sector. I mean, look at air conditioning. Air conditioning is now growing in third world countries and other countries that have not traditionally developed air conditioning in new construction at an astronomical rate, right? So the demand for technicians is going to continue to grow while the supply of technicians is going to continue to decline, which means we have to use remote diagnostic tools and use some of that experienced technician information as well as artificial intelligence information derived from that, that experienced technician, that tribal knowledge to help come up with some of these faster resolutions for technicians. So I'm in like 100%. I love what you're doing.
The other thing that all this enables when you have live video is you can hire people anywhere across the country. In fact, anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
I have plenty of home service folks that have now hired remote staff, even overseas, like in the Philippines. And these folks speak perfect English, sometimes even better than onshore English, believe it or not. I know we all think about the old school call center and I can't hear, and the guy says his name's Bob and we know it's not Bob. But like, it's not the same anymore. Like it's debunked. Like now you can have someone half world away do a remote sales diagnostic and send out a technician, and you're paying them $1,500 a month to be fully dedicated to you. And so it's better for your bottom line. It's faster for your customer. You can do 24/7 coverage if you need to do that. And now you can run with your onshore local technicians closer. We just get comfortable. Here's the thing, your competition's already doing it. This isn't a science fair project. This isn't like, oh, that sounds good. I'm like, no, you're competing. Like I have a guy, we just put a virtual conference on. He runs an 8-figure, in this case, moving company. All his salespeople are in South Africa, and his sales manager is in Poland, and they do 8 figures. And he's in Seattle, and they are kicking butt. And all his local folks are all his technicians.
Yeah, absolutely. That's your boots on the ground.
That's it. So just warm up to it. So some people listen, I'll never do that. Well, here's the thing. When the iPhone came out, some people said they never want that. Well, it's in everyone's pocket. So it's an adoption curve. It's your comfort level. And I'm all for onshore, in America, boots on the ground. Don't hear me wrong. But I also want you to understand when you can't find good local help, and some of the people listening banging their heads on the wall. Well, have you tried? Because I'll tell you what, I've got people saying my best employee is the one over there in the Philippines because that person, $1 stretches and they're taking care of their entire family. They have made it their career to be excellent at this, and they will. It's a yes sir, yes ma'am. When do you need me? When do you work? You don't have to call to see if they're coming into work that morning. Yeah,
I agree. As soon as we get done, I've got a call with a web developer overseas just because of that. They're for me, it works out great because if I come up with a project and I would like to be able to get to it tomorrow, like if I finished up a project right now and I worked with an editor here in the US, the editor would be working on this project tomorrow. which means I would be getting it a couple days later, versus someone that is 12 hours away that's getting ready to start work when I'm getting ready to finish work. I can hand over a project. They are going to be doing their project while I'm sleeping. And then when I'm ready to get back to work in the morning, my content is going to be ready for me to do some serious work. So we have to be thinking globally and using, solutions and software to make us more efficient.
I agree. And it's all about speed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever lost a job where you're like, hey, we're on our way out, and they're like, don't worry, bother, we already got someone else. You lost because of speed. No other reason.
That's it. 100%. Dang, this is some good stuff. I'm glad we got back together.
Yeah, man. It was fun. We're changing stuff up, man.
Where can we learn more about LiveSwitch?
2 places. One, you can check me out on LinkedIn. Go to James Hatfield, LiveSwitch, and I will reach out. We can talk. I used to own and operate my own home service company, so would love to talk to you about anything really. Second, just go to liveswitch.com, LiveSwitch.com. Click on demo, and we'll put your hands on it. Try it, give it a shot, and we'd love to have you use it and try it out. And we have free trials. We also have 60-day money-back guarantees. They're not locking into nothing. We don't do any of that nonsense, and no decoder ring needed for pricing and none of that nonsense. It's
all upfront.
easy. We love easy. We love one-click solutions, and we love simple. That's how we're wired up.
Awesome. I encourage everyone to go learn a little bit more about LiveSwitch in ways that you can be more efficient at what you're doing. And we will see you all again next time on Did You Know, the ESCO HVAC podcast.